Hey guys,
I'm Melissa.
I'm Patty.
We are
El Efecto Podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for tuning in. As always, we hope you guys enjoyed the last episode. And if you haven't watched it yet,
The fuck?
what are you doing? Go watch it right now.
We'll wait.
Right now. Clearly, we are in a new space. So exciting to be here. Look at the aesthetics, the vibes. I love it.
Al 100.
But no, that's so exciting, guys. We're working with one of our faves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love.
Yes, we're at I Love Studios.
If you guys have not watched our episode with Denitza, make sure to go check that out. We'll link it down below.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bring it back to the top of our just Instagram stories, and make sure to check out her journey and then just, her process and how she started I Love Studios.
Yeah, and also just check out I Love Studios because
in general,
we came last year. I can't believe it's already been last year for the grand opening. And I said this on social. I said this out loud. I say it every time. This place is a creator's wet dream because you can do so much here. Obviously, we're here because, they have a podcast room and we have a little potty or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, we're so grateful and we're so excited. So yeah, make sure to check them out.
Yeah. And as always, guys, we're going to start this week's episode. We're going to catch up a little bit. Patty's going to start us off.
Because one thing about us,
there's always something going on, okay? You guys should know this by now.
Let me pull out the notes because 3 things. No, but so far everything has been good since our last episode. I don't know I think I did mention this before, but like mid-March, around the time my Theo passed, I woke up with like so much pain in my arms, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I got arthritis. I was like, you're almost 31 and your body gives up on you. So I had to go to a rheumatologist.
Said, I'm not there yet.
Whatever. Go yourself. It's okay. Anyways, hater. I had to go see a rheumatologist, which is like a joint bone doctor. Thankfully, everything came out good. All my blood work came out good. Everything is just related to stress, unfortunately. The way the doctor explained it to me, he said, there's a technical term. I don't know what it is. But he said it's like the cousin to depression and anxiety, but it's in the body. So he was like, because you've been through so much shit for the last year, he was like, literally your body just tensed up.
Like,
and because
shutting down. Yeah.
And because I use this part so much, because he was asking me like, do you work out? What do you do?
Dahlia's.
No. Dahlia, this is your fault.
You hear this? You see this?
But no, because, when I'm on the bike, like all of this, lifting weights, like I'm always typing. He was like, I'm not saying you're not going to get arthritis. He's like, most likely, especially since my mom has arthritis. So, pero no pasa nada, oiga, estamos al 100. Yeah, we're good. I just have to be mindful of that because, bitch, that was scary. I could not make a fist. I couldn't bend my elbows. Like, I woke up and I was like, oh, shit, I'm paralyzed.
Yeah, I was freaked out.
Bitch, I was freaking out. Like, I was, and then us.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Like, I was like crying. No, I was crying because I was like,
I'm never going to move again.
No, I was like, I'm never going to be able to ride at SoulCycle. Like, bitch, fuck. Like, what about everything else? Done. Yeah, but that was like a huge, like, relief, like, stress relief off of me because I was scared. Yeah. Like, obviously I was trying to act like, oh no, like I'm fine, everything's gonna be fine. Because I also didn't want to stress my parents out because we got too much stuff going on. Yeah. But yeah, so estoy bien, all good, thankfully. But yeah, if you didn't know about a rheumatologist, now you do.
Yeah, she told me about that. I'm like, what? A what?
¿Cómo?
I was so confused, guys.
Yeah, but it was very scary. Yeah. And but it's just so important to take care of your health, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that. We're really big on that. So, and it's just funny because growing up Latina, okay, I think it's like 50-50. You're either me or you're Mely. This bitch, like, smells like, oh, that smelled weird. I need to go to the doctor. Let me call my nurse. Versus me, I'm like, I'll just sleep it off. I'll do a home remedy, put my Vicks and all this shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I freak out so quick, guys. I'm like, oh no, something's wrong. Like, I have to go.
And I'm like, I'll just sleep it off. Like, I'll drink some water, some Sprite. I'll be good. Yeah. But in the last year, I've gone to the doctor so much. I'm like, honestly, thank God.
We una reverse because I have not gone to the doctor.
No, dead ass, bitch. But honestly, I'm like, we need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on. People are getting sick.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. So, yeah, so that was like a huge thing. And then at the same time, I had mentioned in our previous episode that I had a loved one or a close family friend, my hairdresser, Juan Carlos, who was in critical condition in the hospital. And I was asking for prayers and all this stuff. Unfortunately, he did pass. Honestly, I'm still in more shock than anything. And it's just, it's crazy because I deal with shit like this with humor. And the first thing I said, I was like, my hair.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna look fucked up for so long.
Aw.
Like it's probably such a like small thing to people, but like I loved getting my hair done with him.
Yeah.
Like imagine since 3 years old, the only man to touch my hair
was him.
do anything for like first communions, quinceañeras, for my quinceañera, like he did my hair. The first time I dyed my hair, the pelos de lote, as my mom called me when I went blonde, like he did all of that.
Yeah.
And he's just been in our family for so long.
Time.
Like he knows all our moms, our grandma.
He's touched all of our mom's hairs at
No.
one point.
He knows all that she's made.
Yeah, all of
He
it.
knows. It's funny because whenever I would go, it's a yap session. We're catching up. How's your tia? How's your grandma? Blah, blah, blah. And we always talk about you. I was like, oh, we know our podcast, blah, blah. And he's like, ¿ella cuál es? ¿La de Chencha o la de Vero? I was like, no. Vero no más tiene hombres. Es la de Chencha. He's like, ay, esa Chencha. I was like, no ha cambiado.
Like,
no ha cambiado para nada.
Started.
Yeah, but it's just, it's hard dealing with it day by day. But yeah, he was such a like beautiful
So
soul.
smart.
No, this man, like, his last words to me, I like dyed my hair darker, and he loved it because he was like, that's my creation. I did that. I was like, okay, bitch, like, relax. He was like, you look like a bad bitch. Now go act like it. I'll see you next time. And I was like,
yeah,
period.
Yeah. I know when my mom told me that had happened, I was like, oh my God. Just because, again, it just sucks because beautiful soul, so young. And then the way that it happened, too, was like, obviously out of nowhere. And it was, it's super sad. But he's honestly in a better place.
No, honestly, because we struggling down here.
Like, it's so sad to say that. But, yeah. Ugh, yeah.
So don't be coming at me in the comments when my hair looks fucked up because I'm not gonna get my hair done for a while.
I'm gonna go to my Nina and be like,
oh my God. Okay, so when we went to go visit him in the hospital, he he couldn't speak, but they said he could hear us. So my mom and I start talking, and my mom was like, querida, like, mira mi pelo, necesito que hagas mi pelo. And I was like, please help her. I was like, you see these gray hairs? I was like, she looks horrible. Hurry. Like, when we need you to get better. I was like, how embarrassing. I was like, I can't be seen with her like this. Like, and we're like laughing in the hospital room. But no, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm probably just going to let my hair grow out and I'm going to have natural hair for a little bit. And then eventually when I feel ready, I'll probably find someone new. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any positive. Let me look at my notes really quick because it's just been a heavy shit. I swear my life has just been like, tas. Like whoever's out there doing brujeria on me, like I need you to.
We need to get an egg on you.
Yes, please. I have my virgencita, but I'm like, I feel like that's not enough. I literally told my mom this morning, I was like, is someone doing brujeria on our family? Because it's a little crazy right now. But that being said, I am still in therapy, and I haven't really talked about my therapy sessions in a while, but this last therapy session was so heavy because I talked about like my birthday and like how like I don't always enjoy my birthday and like just what went down on my birthday and just like how if you want to find out who your real ones are, celebrate your birthday, lose a loved one, and then you'll know. I've been through both in the last year, and my circle went from this to this because it's crazy. But yeah, we unpacked a lot, and she asked me, she's like, "Why are you so critical of yourself?" And I was like,
That's all we know.
I'm like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah.
She's like, you are very negative about yourself. And I'm like, well, this is how I was raised. Like,
yeah.
and that's like words of encouragement, like
Yeah.
asking questions, kind of critiquing to kind of
Yeah.
make you think about like, okay, what do I have to do to fix this problem or whatever? And she's like, you need to be kinder to yourself. And I'm like literally bawling my eyes out, like mocos everywhere. And I'm literally like, I've been trying. Like, so how do I do that? I was like, so tell me, how do I do that? And I told Mely this, but she was like, okay, what are the thoughts that go through your head? Like, when you're in these situations, I'm like, oh, I tell myself, like, if I'm anxious, like, snap out of it. Like, or I feel like this pressure where people expect me to be al cien, like, up here all the time, but sometimes I'm not.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm not there, they don't want to be around me. And she's like, well, what goes on through your head? I'm like, well, I tell myself, like, snap out of it. Like, get your shit together, blah, blah, blah. And when I said that, I was like, oh, shit. Kind of sounds like, I sound like my dad. Like, and she's like, so think about that. Like, if your dad's telling you that, what would you do? And I'm crying, laughing. And I'm like, I wouldn't listen to him. I was like, I do the complete opposite. And she's like, so that's what you're supposed to do.
Dad, yeah.
So she literally was like, when that happens to you, you have to do the opposite. And I'm like, I'll try, but that's just not easy.
No. Yeah. It's definitely not easy. And like, yeah, I mean, you guys know like therapy and mental health is something that we've always talked about and been very vocal about on our channel. But to Patty's point, it's like, I feel like within our culture, just in general, but around our family and the people that we just put ourselves around, we're always very, I know, I'm like, I just said that twice, but y'all know what I'm saying. But we're just very critical of ourselves. Like, that's the number one thing. Like, I'm my biggest hater. I'm my biggest, like, I critique every little thing that I do. And it's just because it's so in me. Like, I don't know anything else. Like, I'm just so used to that. But it's like, yeah, I can also hype myself up. But it's like, if you think about it, it's like, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to do it. Like, it's like, you got to do shit for you. You got to believe in yourselves. You got to go for it. And that's where I feel like it gets so hard, because it's like we're raised and we grew up in this culture of like, no, like, do this next. Like, this is not right. Critiquing every little thing. And it's just so frustrating. It's so hard to step away from. And then to Patty's point on like therapy. So before like we get into that, like, I've been focused very much on work. You guys know this a lot. So there's a lot going on work. There's a lot of fun projects I've been a part of. And we recently just launched a big collaboration. And if you guys have me on socials, you probably saw that. But it was a tough one. So the team and I, we were like, no, we have to like go out for a drink. So we went out to happy hour and it was like such a fun time. But that made me just think about a lot of different things too. I was like, I love my profession. I love what I do in my career, but I'm also like, girl, you're just starting, like, keep doing like things for you. And I'm like, I'm definitely learning a lot, but we were all kind of in that moment. Like, we just put everything into this collaboration. It took so much of us. Like, we're not saving lives. Like, it's like crazy. And that just made me, and that just made me think back a lot. Like, okay, I'm already thinking like, okay, I should probably go to therapy again. And that also just helped me like, okay, you should, and there was something that happened recently, and I'm going to be super vulnerable and open up with y'all. But there was just a comment that was made to me not too long ago.
Tell your POV. I'm gonna say what I did.
Yeah, so there was just a comment that was said. You guys know I'm like, and I've been vocal about that. Like, I'm just very insecure. I'm not that. Obviously, I've changed from who I used to be and what I used to look like. So it's been a lot of that back and forth and just challenge with myself. And we've talked about it in the past, but just like issues that we've had. And I think as women, we cannot relate to that, like eating disorders and just a lot of different things. And again, getting super like vulnerable. But I was starting to get a lot of those thoughts back because of that comment that was made. And I've just been, if you've seen my stuff, I'm going on hikes. I'm exercising a lot more now just for my mental health and truly for me. But it's also like, oh, like that comment like hit me because I was like, I'm already insecure about it. And you just like, and a man, I'm like, you just said this. And it just hit like a nerve. So that made me like, okay, like food was starting to like disgust me. I was starting to get into old habits. And then my parents started calling it out. And I was like, my dad mainly, he's like, okay, wait, so hold on. Something's weird here. Something's going on. So it took me some time, but I was like, okay, I should probably look into a therapist. And I just turned 27, so that means I had to get off my parents' insurance not too long ago.
Damn,
which
you're
sucks.
a big girl now.
I'm a big girl now.
Calling me old as shit.
I know.
When you're on your own insurance, that means you're
I'm
old,
like,
bitch.
now I'm old. But well, with that, I have to like figure out like my insurance stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know if I can, like, how much does it cost? Like, how does this work? And it was so crazy because at work, like, I know we have a lot of benefits, but we had like a lunch and learn, and they were just going through all of these things. And it was like God telling me, because they say, by the way, guys, you have 10 free therapy sessions. I said, oh my gosh.
You're like, is this
That's
a
what I
sign?
needed.
Is this a sign?
I was
Yeah,
like,
bitch.
it's literally a sign. I was like, okay, it's my time to do it. So I'm officially starting to look. Like, you can narrow down, from what you're looking for, ethnicity, whether you want a female, a male, whatnot. So I'm starting to do that process, and then I'll officially start that. But it took me some time to myself just to admit it to me too, because I could have definitely gone down like a dark hole and just like gone back to, old habits from a while ago. But I was like, okay, like, no, something's going on. So I like reached out to Patty. I was like, FYI, this is what's happening.
What did I say?
Oh, you should go to therapy.
In all caps. I was like, I'm gonna say this.
I think you need to revisit therapy.
Yeah, I say it all the time. Like, I will die on that hill for you. Like, you're gonna fucking go. And then she was like, yeah, I think I'm going to. And then like the next day is when all that happened.
Session. They're like 10 free therapy sessions and then 5 life coach sessions. I said, oh, yep, I'm doing it.
Yeah, bitch, because therapy's not cheap.
It's not. No.
Like, when I had to cancel a therapy session once, it cost $100 to cancel it.
I'm not missing no sessions.
Literally was like, and that's with insurance. I was like, no, mamen. I was like, no wonder people don't like oh, I can't afford it and whatnot.
And also, like, when my parents put me in therapy, like when grandpa passed, I sat in that therapy session. I like didn't say nothing, and then I walked out. It was so bad. So that's another thing. Like, it's sometimes like if it's offered to you through your insurance, it's not like the best. So no.
But also, you have said this before. At that time,
I wasn't ready until
you weren't gonna say anything. It didn't matter if you had the best therapist there. Yeah. You were just like this.
Yeah, I was like, nope.
Just sitting there. Yeah, but like,
guys, that's really what I did. That's so bad. Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. We're
open
woman.
now.
You're a changed woman. But I do just want to get into a little bit, give you a little bit more insight of like
what happened
at the wedding.
Yeah,
because bitch, if you don't know that I ride for you, bitch, we ride at fucking dawn. I was ready to fight a man for this bitch, and I would have beat his ass.
It was like, yeah,
we don't condone violence, but he was about to catch these hands.
Like, literally, the comment came, and I was just like, I processed it, and it took me a while. And then some other girl was there, and she's like, oh my God, wait, what happened? And then I told her, he's like, he did not just say that. And Patty turns around out of nowhere, she was like ready, and I was like, Patty, like, drop it. Like, I was like, I would be pissed if someone ruins my wedding over this. I was like, drop it. Like, leave it. But she was ready to like choke this person out. And he was like this
and
little,
he was scared.
So I'm like, oh.
I'm not gonna say what I said to him, but no, it was. I wish there was like a camera to see, because
it was like so.
It was like I was having my own conversation, and I was already like a few drinks in, lots of drinks in, like talking to somebody. I hear, did he just say that to you? Whoosh! I got like fucking whiplash, and I was like, "Who the beep?" Da, da, da. And she Mely, by the way, drop it. And I was like
leave it.
That. I was like, fuck that. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, you said something? And I literally was in his face. Yeah. Like, this is him. I was in his face.
Good thing we were like so far removed. Yeah. But I was like,
And then he was like walking backwards.
He was so
into a wall. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're going to walk away. But I was like, oh, you're fucking lucky.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. But yeah, to that, like, again, just being vulnerable, that just like sparked something in me. And I was like, all right, like I ever stopped not dealing with that whole situation. I've obviously been struggling that for a long time, but that was like, the knife,
Yeah. And it's just hard because like, it's something that you can't just get over. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people with anything, with grief, with you deal with shit like that, with anything you go through, you have to truly go through every cycle of emotion, and sometimes you feel better, and then you're like, shit, actually no, that still hurts. But it's all about how we like deal with it and like train ourselves to handle it. And that's the hard part, because for a lot of this stuff, like, we kind of just are like, okay, let's just act like everything's fine.
And that's what I am very much.
But also, again, that's kind of like, because think about what are the words of encouragement that our parents tell us?
Yeah.
Like, ponte truchas, like, you gotta be strong, like, come on, like, life goes on, like, and that kind of, like, dismisses your feelings, and it makes you not validate your own feelings.
Yeah. And then you just start questioning yourself, like, oh, I'm weak, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually like the other way around. Like you acknowledging it and just knowing that, like, you're, admitting to yourself that you're not okay. Like, that's not a weakness. And that's not weakness. And that took me a long time, because you guys know, very, like, shut emotions. I don't like showing them. Like, that's just not me. Not that I'm not an emotional person, but, like, I'm just, like, always, like, and it goes back to what we've said before, but I was always like, put your makeup on, put your cute outfit on, look pretty. Like, it was constantly just like that. So
I feel like you and I are like to like the ends of two extremes. Like, I'm very much like, I will explode all my emotions, and like, you will know how I feel. And I think that's also, oh my God, I said I was gonna cry and I'm literally tearing up. Oh, not gonna cry. I can't fuck up my makeup. We're going to a concert later. But I think that's why I like pop off for you. Oh my God. Puta madre. Y'all didn't know I had that shit. I keep that thing on me.
Ready.
But no, I think that's also why, because not everyone sees like your emotional side, and when I know like things will trigger you, that's when I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm about to pop off. I don't give a fuck if people already think, like, know that I'm emotional. I will pop off on people. Like, so what? Like, then I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Especially like for someone that isn't that necessarily, like, you didn't deserve that. Like, you didn't do. You literally, bitch, you didn't do anything. You were literally there. The fucking audacity. I'm like, oh, that just pissed me off.
To me, I was like, okay, don't even like don't acknowledge this person, take that time of day. But obviously, like, it took a toll. So it's like, just be nice. Be fucking mind your business.
Mind your fucking business.
Period.
Quote me. Because it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
With all that, like, but yeah, it's just when little things just start to like build, it's hard, especially when it's kind of like it happens a lot, because like we've been dealing with this in different ways since we were little. So sometimes, like, when even like with my current situation, like everything that's going, when I feel like I'm taking one step forward and then something happens, I'm like, shit. Like, now I feel like I'm taking 2 steps back.
Yeah.
But I'm not technically starting over. I'm starting so much further than where I initially started.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, it's really hard to just like think about that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And there's just so much. But if you've ever tried therapy, like, I don't know, it's something that for sure you just revisit all of your past traumas. And we always say, like, El Efecto podcast, we are the aftermath of
literally therapy,
and like that
exposes everything.
Yeah, it exposes it all. It brings all those, like, that trauma piece is something that you thought that you might have forgotten about in the past, and then now it's like, damn, I actually have to talk about this now. Like,
I get anxiety every time I have a therapy session. I'm like, I'm on a bi-weekly cadence now. I'm growing up a little bit versus my weekly sessions.
I'm monthly for now because it's only 10 sessions.
Yeah, you gotta ration your shit, bitch. I've been on my own insurance. Squeeze. I've been on my own insurance for a hot minute. But no, I still get anxious, and I tell her, like, I'm so nervous. She's like, why? I was like, I'm afraid you're gonna judge me. She's like, that's like the whole point of therapy. She's like, this is not a judgment-free zone. She's like, I'm not judging you. She's like, I'm just here to coach you, to kind of teach you how to cope with everything that you're going through and kind of regulate yourself, so that she's like, not that it's not, again, it's okay to like reach out to other people for help, but just so like in certain situations you can just be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It's not as bad as I think it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a huge thing, because we're in our heads 24/7. My little Lizzie McGuire character is going crazy.
Not the Lizzie McGuire. Wait, do you guys know what we're talking about? Not me having a little stroke right now. Have you? Do you guys know what we're talking about? The little Lizzie McGuire characters?
Are you asking them or are you asking?
No, the camera.
Oh, I was like,
I'm like, if you.
I was like,
chat. Do you guys know what we're talking about? No. But yeah, like, to that point, I was like, oh my God, I didn't think about that.
I was like, damn, that bitch is so smart. Yeah. I saw another girl try it, but she does she uses Adobe Pro. And I was like,
I love that.
No, bitch, but ours, Okay, mine would be wild. Mine literally would be anger from inside out. Like that would be mine. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm just
That would be
funny.
mine. Like
I'm,
a little
thinking about mine.
fireball. Like
Just be there like
tell him I'm pissed.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Theo.
We're gonna switch gears because we got very, very
to mental health and therapy, but
which is all good.
Yeah,
We
good.
love all things mental health and therapy, but it was just
Yeah.
it was a little heavy. Pesa mucho, no pesa
not the best on mucho. But you guys already know, like that's just look. We're just real like that, okay? We're gonna keep it real.
We're just girls.
We're just yeah.
We're
literally,
girls
I'm
with
just a
mental
girl.
health issues that grew up in a Latino household. If you grew up Latino, you have mental health issues. I
think now you're in this generation, our generation.
We're
But
just born that way.
anyways, yeah.
Just to shift gears, on the drive in, I was catching up with Mely because again, we will text each other in the morning, like have a great day,
Yeah.
like good vibes, like go kill your day.
Bitch, this just happened.
Yeah, and then like
but
little things
that's
like
it.
that. But on our drive in, we were like catching up, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I forgot to tell you, last week I caught up with one of my good friends, Alexis. We've been friends since middle school. Okay.
Yeah.
She was in the grade below me, and I transferred to this middle school, 6th grade. And it's Catholic, so it's from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade. So like all the kids know each other since they're little. But we were very, very close. Like she was even in my quinceañera. Like,
I
literally, I
remember
had
that.
two friends in my
Yeah.
quinceañera, and both of them were from my middle school. And a fun fact about her hubby.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to she's the friend that we went to her wedding in Mexico.
Yeah. Last 2
Bitch.
years ago.
2 years ago. It was in 2023.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, that
Yeah.
went by quick.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, we went to Jalos
Yes.
for like the most
It was
beautiful,
so
fun,
beautiful and fun,
fucking lit ass wedding.
It was such a good time.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like that was one of my favorite trips ever.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that. I was just telling her, she's like, "Did you really have a good time?" And I was like,
oh my
"Bitch."
God, yes.
I was like, "We might talk about it all the time."
Yeah, it was
I'm
so
like,
much fun.
I was like, I always think about it because I was
Familia.
like, tell me why. We literally brought that up. I was like, I loved everything. I was like, I remember her cousin when they were walking. He was like, "Puro West Side."
Oh my God,
And she's like, the funny thing is, he lives in Jalos,
Oh
but
my
he would
God.
go visit
Oh, so he
summers.
knows.
And so he picked up some stuff. So she's like,
He
the
picked
fact
that
that
up.
he said that was crazy.
Yeah.
But we're just catching up and all this stuff. And her husband is part of Paisa Boys.
Yeah, we love Paisa Boys.
We love
here.
Paisa Boys. Fire shit.
Yeah,
go check them out. We're just catching up. Like, oh, how's your husband? Blah, blah. How's married life?
Yeah.
They just bought a home. It's beautiful. And they basically gutted it and redid a lot of it. A lot of maintenance. Beautiful.
Oh,
So beautiful.
so happy for them.
She gave me a quick little tour before we went to dinner. We went to...
You said it was Chulita?
I think that's what it's called. It's in like mid-city.
I remember I saw it
area.
on TikTok like recently. Yeah.
It's really, really cute. You go in there and you feel like you're in like Tulum or something. I think it's vegan. They have vegan options. But I got the barbacoa tacos. Bitch.
Really
I
good?
was shook. I was like, wow.
Very.
Si saben. But no, it was really good. We were catching up. And one thing I appreciate about her and just friendships in general is when you can go... What, bitch?
I'm thinking about friendships on the drive here. But I was okay, but yeah, keep going.
See.
Yeah.
Not those.
No, but it's funny because it's gonna tie back to high school. We'll get into
Oh,
that.
yeah,
I could talk
Oh,
about
shit.
it a little bit. But
Oh,
yeah.
oh, I can't wait. Sorry. Sorry, we had a tea session.
little moment.
A little moment.
Okay.
Okay. But what I was saying is I appreciate friendships that like you can go however long, low maintenance friendship, I guess. Friendships. You can go however long without really being in touch, but like when you reconnect,
It's like nothing.
it's as if no time has passed.
Yeah.
I
those are
have
the
two
best.
friends like that, Barajas. Actually, I have a handful of friends, but the two that come to mind are Barajas and Alexis, because so much time passes, and literally when we link up, it's as if nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's as if we've been talking this entire time, and whatever, we're just catching up. And she was like, oh my God, can you believe it? Like, we were talking about the wedding, her house, all that stuff. She's like, bitch, like, can you believe it? Like, we're getting old. And I was like, first of all, ew, like, don't say that. Like, no,
Yeah.
we're not. She's like, no, we are. She's like, middle school was so long ago. And I'm like, ugh. And then we're just talking about things like, oh, do you remember when this happened? Do you remember what that happened? And I was like, oh, do you remember when I was in eighth grade? It was Halloween 2007. There was this three guys in my class dressed up as the Soldier Boy Crank Squad.
Yeah.
And they had like, they did the Crank That dance.
Ready?
But they
No.
Go.
No, I'm too shy now.
all of a sudden, I'll do it, bitch.
I know you will.
I'll give them the. But they did it, and at first they did it just like to show us, like our class, and I don't know how. Mind you, this was a Catholic school.
Oh, you're right.
Mind you, I don't know how the principal got a hold of it, and they were like, she wanted them to perform in front of the entire school for like after the parade. First of all, do you guys know what that song is about? Like,
No.
and for them to perform it at a Catholic school in front of kinder all the way to eighth grade,
Not the kindergarten.
and all the parents. It's literally after the parade. So whatever, that happened, and I was like, oh yeah, you know that's on YouTube, right? And she's like, shut the fuck up. No, it's not. And I was like, yeah, it is. I was like, that's on YouTube. I was like, I would watch it. She was like, YouTube didn't exist. And I was like, first of all, YouTube did exist. It just, I was like, it just wasn't what it was.
Yeah.
So whatever. We go back to her house. Her husband's there now. And we're like catching up. And she's like, babe, she's like, look, we're going to show you. We're going to look for this video. We find it. Y'all, the quality. I literally showed Mely. The quality is not it. Like, I don't know if the camera sees any of this. Oh, this one. The quality is shit.
Like, you can zoom in.
You can tell that this was fucking 2000s. It's so bad.
The outfits, though.
No, but we thought
Yeah,
they were
that
eating
time.
that shit up. Like whenever when we were like, oh, like when. But if you've watched the video,
God.
it's so funny. So whatever, we watch it, we're dying. Like the three of us are cracking up. It's like 11:30 p.m. at this point. We're just laughing. She's like, I gotta watch it again. And I'm like, oh look, there I am. I was like, there's you, there's this person. Oh my God. And then she goes to the rest of the channel and she's like, oh my God, look, the cheer videos. And I was like, no.
You're like, no.
I was like, no. And she's like, was this me or you? And I was like, nah, girl. I was like, this was all when I was cheering. And she's like going through them. And I was like, oh.
Like, that's me. I need to go see them.
Oh my God, bitch. I don't recognize that little girl. And the crazy thing, tying it back to like what we were talking about, when I was in 8th grade, 7th grade, I thought I was humongous.
Yeah.
I thought I was so big compared to like some of the other girls in my class on the cheer team. Like I was bigger than them, but like looking at the videos, I was like, bitch, like I was so tiny.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I was so tiny, but it literally was just all in my fucking head.
Yeah.
And there was this one video where I'm like doing my little cheer and it's like my turn to like say my thing. And bitch, I'm like looking your color. I'm like, why can't I be like that again? Because this is embarrassing. But that was kind of like a cute little like fun moment. And I really do appreciate that. Like I'm also not, I will admit it, like I'm a low maintenance friend. Like I'm like, I have my friends that I see all the time because they're part of my routine, like my Soul Cycle crew. Obviously you, like we do so much stuff together.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm a low maintenance friend.
I'm very low
like, bitch, like they'll be like, "Oh, is you alive?"
Yeah,
barely.
No, that's literally me. And I feel like, and I don't know if we've talked about this on the episode before, but yeah, like I'm definitely also very low maintenance. And sometimes, like we both appreciate that, obviously, like as Patty mentioned, sometimes not a lot of people do. Like there's like a lot of, people just have their own friendships. And in my case, like I love being a low maintenance friend. Like that's just how I am. If you know I care about you, like you're going to know. But it's backfired on me so many times. And I'm just like, that's just how I am. But I'm like, okay, I get, like, I can meet you halfway sometimes. Like, I guess.
She's fucking has an Arthur Fist
I
right
know,
now.
I'm like, oh, I guess. But yeah, to that point, that's why I'm like, oh, I appreciate low maintenance friendships just because we all have shit going on.
Yeah.
Like, life moves on. It's so quick. And it's like, okay, when we see each other, it's like, I haven't seen you in so long. It's like, let's have that moment to catch up. Like, and yeah, like, I just feel like I don't hold people accountable for certain things, or I don't say like, oh, okay, oh my gosh, like, I haven't seen you in forever. Like, it's your fault. It's you, because you also have a life going on. Like, I'm not going to do that to you. And I don't know, I guess it's just me because I'm a low maintenance friend. Like, I don't anticipate and I don't want that to be reciprocated. I don't know. But I appreciate low maintenance friendship too, because
it's hard. But you mentioned something briefly about something about high school.
Yeah.
Do you want to share?
No, it's just funny, guys, because recently, like, literally on the way here, I was telling Patty, I also have like my group of just high school friends, well, since middle school, that we still keep in contact, and we're just constantly texting. So yesterday, one of our friends dropped in the chat, like, guys, look what was just sent to me. I was like, oh, and then it was literally a TikTok of someone that we went to high school with. She like did this whole thing like I guess she was focusing on her outfits, and then she not exposed us, but she just said, oh, funny, minus negative something something points for the fake friends on this picture. I said,
and it was literally Mely and another friend in
and
the
I'm
background.
just like, and also like, how do you have time for this, girl? Like, relax. But
it was so funny. And so when she brought that up in the car, right? I was like, oh, I saw that like when I was at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw that. And she was like, no, bitch, did you see what it said? And I was like, no. And when you told me that, I was like, tea.
I know, I was just like, what the hell? Like, and it brought me back to those days. I'm like, this is why we're no longer friends. This is why life happens, and clearly, and you see these throughout our episodes, but there's just so much going on constantly. Today, we're both vulnerable about certain situations.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, mental health and how we've brought that into just the podcast. So it's this is our life, and it's things that we're going through at this moment. And yeah, like, we just want to always be open and honest with you guys. And again, the El Efecto podcast.
Yeah.
That
I definitely feel like the reason we're lucky that we have this space to kind of just like vent with each other.
This is my therapy session, guys. Okay.
But I'm not your therapist. You need to actually go to a therapist. This does not count, bitch. You're not getting out of it. The fuck? Just so y'all know, I've been yelling at this bitch for years to go back to therapy. And then when I started, I was like, so when are you going to go back?
Time. Well, I'm doing it now, okay?
Bitch, I gotta wait till the first day you go.
The first session.
And then when you go back to the second one, then I'm like, okay, she's doing it.
Time. Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's good. But I am glad that we do have this space, because I feel like this is and again, with each other, we're very candid. Like we just say everything, and I feel like there's very few people that I feel comfortable with, like, doing that. Like, especially within the family, I think I'm just lucky that, like, because well, obviously we're related, so we share one half of the family, but because the other half of the family, you just get it.
Yeah. It's like both
like
sides.
I can say very little, and you like, oh, I understand.
But you know what's crazy? And I'm about to call my mom out right now. No, but
where's your camera?
I know, right there, Mom. I'm gonna call you out. So you know what's crazy, because I just said that earlier, right? Like I'm not an emotional person. I don't like showing it, whatever. Yet we go on this podcast and I talk about all of these different things, and it's like, it feels just like safe, because it's like, okay, like, people, and like,
it's because I'm here, bitch. That's why.
Yeah,
that's why you feel safe.
100%, like 1,000%. One, because
you know,
like,
I got your back. I will throw hands. I will square up immediately.
I'm like, one, because you're here and we have that relationship and whatnot, but also because it's like, those that are really tuning in and like just supporting us and listening, it's like, cool. Like, then I was gonna say, I fuck with y'all too, because it's like, you're supporting. I know, but it's like, you guys are supporting us, and it's like, that's where I feel comfortable, because if you're tuning in, it's because you support us, and I have that, like, I feel comfortable with within the space. But yeah, I thought about that right now, because my mom, I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
This is about to piss me off.
No, but it was just funny, because the last episode, she was like, oh my God, you guys are like talking about like issues and stuff. I'm like, so I'm like, so what? So yeah, so and
God
she,
forbid
and
we
it's
speak on a
because-
podcast.
Yeah, and it's because she's also like you, like I don't open myself up to them, or they don't see that side of me. So when they see this, she's like, well, I don't know, you're like whatever. I'm like, yeah, because I don't want to tell you, but it's just you're telling all of these people. I'm like, so what? But yeah, that's why I'm calling you out, mother.
No, because
Yeah.
my parents say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You don't talk to us, but you talk to the internet. Because I'm choosing what it's saying. I'm fact checking because it's happening to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I can speak on my life because I know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and
I was
it's
like, when it comes from you guys, it plays telephone. You know the amount of times I tell my mom, I'll say something and she'll say something like, what did I just say?
Yeah.
Pero, what did I just say? And I'm like, I did not say that. And I was
Yeah.
like, 2 seconds passed. I'm like, imagine from fucking Univision to Telemundo to fucking Channel 5, like, all of my tias have a fucking Mexican station because that's what they're all of
They
them are
have that
they're
ready
freaking,
to go.
yeah, because but yeah, damn.
Yeah, so it was just funny because I'm like, yeah, it's really just created that space. But with that, guys, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Yes.
Don't forget to comment, like,
Subscribe.
and like always, follow our Instagram, all of our socials. Check out Ooh I Love Studios.
Yes, please,
the
please,
amazing team
please.
here.
Comment, go spam them.
Yes.
Tell them that Efecto podcast sent you.
Well, again, we're gonna link Denitza's episode down below, so go make sure to watch that.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in next week's episode.
Bye.
Bye.